so today we're going to show you how to clean a beef loin. So I've already bought a beef loin. It's several pounds here. It looks something like this. And what we have to do, we have to clean off all the fat and the silver skin that's on here, and I'll show you briefly how that works. And basically when we're done, we'll have probably 10 to 14 medallions, which will be nice filet mignon. So I'd recommend getting a nice beef tenderloin when it's on sale, of course. Maybe $8, $9 a pound. Might cost just $60, $70 depending on the size of it. And at the end, when you have these fillets, it'll be a heck of a lot cheaper to eat compared to going to a restaurant where you're paying $25, $30 for a filet mignon. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take off the wrapping here, clean off the beef, and get it prepped up to start cleaning the fat off of it. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the plastic. And of course, in the sink, bring out the tenderloin like this. I'm going to run some water on it, clean it off a bit. Just like that. And I'll set it back up here on my cutting tray. So now I'm going to dry off the beef tenderloin since I just rinsed it off. Get some of the moisture off of it. Flip it over here a little bit. That way you can see it a little nicer. There's plenty of videos online on how to do this. This is just the way I do it, so you're more than welcome to check out other videos. See how it does. So we can see lots of fat on this piece of meat. And I'll start bringing this apart and looking for pieces. Any scraps, we're going to save those scraps because we can make excellent hamburgers with this, right? So nothing really goes away to waste other than the fat, right? Okay, so now I'm going to start taking away the fat off this beef tenderloin. Just be careful. I use a fillet knife. I've got several knives I can use. Nice pieces of fat. You don't need those. If there's a big piece of meat attached to it, then I will save that, and that's again going to be for use with the hamburger. So I'll start cleaning this off, getting the big chunks of fat off, and I can start to see there's a loin right here that I can break apart, and I can use that as smaller medallions when I get to that point. You can see that coming apart real nicely here, like this, and just pulls right apart here. That's nice. And I'll save that one. I'll come back and I'll clean that off, and I'll continue cleaning this until we get down to the silver skin, which there's some right here on this piece. And I'll get my knife up underneath there like so. And I don't want to waste much of that meat because that's the best part of the fillet right there. I got to be real careful about pulling this apart. Okay. So I get my knife underneath there like so, and just carefully. I'll bring it up at an angle to my knife blade, so as I'm cutting, I'm not wasting a lot of meat, because it's expensive meat, right? And basically, I'll just keep cleaning this, and then when we come back, I'll have it all cleaned up for us. Okay, so I'm about halfway, a little bit more than halfway through getting the silver skin and the fat off the beef tenderloin. And I just want to show you a couple tips here. You know, there was a piece of the tenderloin. I don't know how to describe it, but generally there's a slab of meat, and so I might cut through like this to bring out this piece of meat. So I've already cleaned that off, as you can see, and it looks pretty good. And then I can cut this into medallions, you know, figure out about where I want to slice that. I still need to work on this piece, and yet there's actually another run of meat right here. And so what I do, I take the knife to help separate this out. And if I flip this over on the back side, we might have other pieces of fatty meat areas such as this, and I'll take that apart and then, you know, investigate it a little bit, take some of the fat that I know it's going to be pretty tough like this, take that off, put it in my fat pile over here, and then what's left, you know, if it's nice enough meat to make hamburger out of, this will be the tenderest hamburger you ever have. So I start gathering up pieces of meat like this from the tenderloin that I know we won't use for a steak itself, but it makes great hamburger meat. So what I'll do is I'll gather up that meat like that as I'm doing this process, and eventually put it in the food processor here, and we'll show you that a little bit later. For now, I just want to show you about midway through. It's been about 15 minutes getting the meat prepped up this far. It's looking much better. And we'll come back when it's all done and I'll get ready to cut it into medallions. And again, we'll cut off some pieces like that. This will make great hamburger meat. I'll again pull off some of this fatty stuff that's right there with the knife, just to make it even more tender as it goes through the blender. And if I see a little piece there like that, a little bit of fat right there, take that off. It's looking pretty good. And the fat doesn't actually hurt it because again, it's going to be a hamburger. It's going to taste really good. Okay, that's all for now, and I'll finish this up. So now I've got the silver skin off. I've got the fat pretty well off of the meat. There's a little bit of fat on there, but that's okay. A little bit's not going to hurt anything because it's just going to add flavor when this cooks. So I have this long loin right here, and because of that, I'm going to go ahead and just slice these pieces off like this, and this is going to go into my hamburger meat, right? So I'm just going to cut those up just like that. And if I see pieces of silver skin, you know, maybe a little bit right here, I can go ahead and trim that off without wasting too much of the meat. I saw a little piece back here, and I can peel that away just like so. With my knife, like that. Try to get that meat off there because that's the valuable piece right there. Okay, so I'm just going to put this into my hamburger meat tray right there, and we'll food processor that meat in just a minute. So now I've got this piece filet right here. I like it at least 2 inches thick. So I'm just going to cut this piece right in half. So there's nice 2 pieces there. We'll go back to this piece. If there's some tail, what I'd call a tail piece, when it comes down to the end like that, I can use it as a piece of meat, or you know, it can go into the hamburger meat. So maybe I'll trim that up just a little bit, put it in with the hamburger meat. Same with back over here on the back side of this. Again, best hamburgers you'll ever have. So I might just leave this the way it is and make a larger fillet cut because that's got a split in it. That'll cook up fine. Some people in the household like theirs medium to medium well, which I don't recommend. I prefer medium rare, and that's the way a fillet should be eaten, right? So I'll go ahead and cut this into, looks like about 2 more pieces. I'll do a cut here and a cut here. So now I got a nice medallions. Look at that. That's beautiful, right? Now let's go on to the bigger piece, right? So here we go. I'm going to cut maybe a little bit bigger here because of this as being a tail piece. Again, cut here. Nice fillet. Again, nice fillet. Oh my goodness, those look delicious. Can't wait to eat it. Another fillet. Those look really nice. That's probably about 1 inch thick, 1.5 inches, maybe. Keeping consistent size helps when you're cooking it, and I love to cook it on the grill, and we'll show a video of that later on. So let me finish cutting this apart, right? Coming down towards the end here. The fillet, a little bit thicker on that piece because it's a small one. This one, because it's, I'll just cut this belt in the middle. Kind of the kid plate, right? So we got what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pieces of filet out of this one. Those are nice pieces of filet mignon now. I'll individually wrap these so I can just put them in the freezer or stick a few in the fridge for tomorrow's dinner. And with the hamburger meat, or the leftover filet meat, I'm going to stick this in the food processor here next. I'll show you how that works, okay? We got our hamburger meat ready here in the sense of the filet cutlets that I'm not going to use for filet mignon, of course. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the food processor like so. This is real simple and easy, guys. Put it in there and do a couple. You can gauge it just by how it looks, just like you do on hamburgers. You buy it at the store. Don't want to get it down to mush, right? So, oh, look at that. Oh, it looks really nice, right? Flakes apart nicely like that. So I'll go ahead and take this apart. Put it back here on this plate so I can see it. Careful. I would not season this at all. If you felt like you had to do salt and pepper or a little onion or garlic powder, you could do that when you get ready to cook the hamburger itself, right? So I'll just bring this into a ball, kind of just like we do hamburger meat from the grocery store. Grab a little bit out, make it into a patty, like so. Nice, look at that, beautiful. Another one, a little bit thick on that side. That's all right. So we might get, looks like 4 nice hamburgers out of this meat. That'd be perfect. I did wash my hands in every process throughout this. Right, just like that. Last one. So there we go. We have about $70 worth of filet mignon. We have what, 16? I said medallions or 18 medallions and 4 hamburgers. Try to beat that price when you go out to the restaurants. Of course, you got to cook it. I get that. All right. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Hope you can like it, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.